this is the review of the DC Comics Multiverse figure, the Penguin. Now, if you've seen the earlier review that I did on this, the Batman from Tim Burton's 1989 film, the packaging is very much the same, obviously details adjusted for this character. The stuff that's on the back here you can see. On the other one we had a Mr. Freeze, on the other review that I did, that it showed that is also available, and that's the one that I've just reviewed. These are two that I haven't actually got yet anyway. I've seen the General Zod one in the shops, but I didn't see this one. I got it from Forbidden Planet in Manchester, so I'm not quite sure if this one's available yet, but I'll probably have a look into that. You can see some of the details on here. As was the case with the Batman one, it just kind of goes into a little bit of details there. But like I said, the rest of the packaging is pretty much similar, so I won't go too much into it because I kind of covered that in the last review. So but you can see that's what it is anyway. Okay, so this is the Penguin figure out of the box now, and it really has got a good likeness. If you've watched the review that I did of the 1989 Batman figure, very similar things to say about it. The material on his jacket, it's kind of hard but flexible plastic. The hands, they've done a good job with the hands as well. Instead of having 5 chubby digits, he has kind of three fingers. Well, 3 of his fingers are kind of like flippers, kind of like he's in the film basically. If you've seen the film, the hands are very similar. That's all I'll say. It does look a bit nasty as well, kind of around the face, if focus kind of going in and out, but you kind of see he looks a bit kind of like he needs a bit of a wash on his face, just like he was in the film. So again, it's another nice touch. Points of articulation, he has joints in the knees, and also here he can kind of move his legs up and down. There's one in the midsection as well. I don't really want to demonstrate it, like I said on the other video. The more you kind of do that, the weaker the joints become, so I want to keep it in as good condition as possible. But take my word for it, it's got articulation in the midsection. The hands do turn at the wrist, and also there are in both elbows and shoulders, so the arms can kind of go up and down. I'll kind of demonstrate it slightly there. So the head turning, it's kind of difficult because he's got hair to kind of turn his head. I think it's supposed to, but just because of the nature of how he kind of, the posture of him and his hair kind of makes it difficult for his head to turn. The hat is fixed, it doesn't come off or anything like that. Now, it does stand up pretty good. I'll just see if I can get that to stay there. There we go. Just size comparison, as I said with some of the other figures in this collection, this is the 3 3/4 inch figure from the Dark Knight trilogy collection. You can see the scale is slightly off because obviously the Penguin wouldn't be taller than Batman. This is the other one. If you stand them side by side with the other Batman, they're similar size anyway. I don't think it's really to scale in terms of the actor. I'm pretty sure Danny DeVito was a lot shorter than Michael Keaton, but maybe that's something to kind of complain about. Now, one thing I will say, this figure is a damn sight better than the Penguin figure that they released back in the late 80s, and they kind of, interestingly, they kind of reissued this figure back in the early 90s, well in 92 when Batman Returns came out, because this was the figure that came out when the 1989 Batman came out, or around about that time. And basically what they did was, when they actually went with the Penguin as a villain in Batman Returns, they basically repainted this and made him a kind of a grey colour. It was the same figure, they just used the same mould, so it didn't really look the same. So it's kind of nice to have this one now that actually does look like the Danny DeVito Penguin. Now, accessories, this one comes with an umbrella, and this is the only accessory it has. Now, it comes with a handle and it kind of locks into there. You can take it out, but there's not much point. Once it's in, I guess I'm going to keep it in. It fits in his hands quite well. I'll probably put it in his left hand. But again, the umbrella is a lot better than the one that came with this one back in 92, whatever. This was just it was just kind of a rubbishy one that fired out, and it's a bit broken as well. Anyway, I'm not talking about this one, I'm talking about this one. This is the one that we're reviewing. So let's just see how it holds the umbrella in his hand. There we go, not terribly difficult to get in his hand. It's probably, like I say, best if you use that one. It does kind of grip onto it quite well. The fingers are fairly flexible, so it's not too difficult to get it in his hand and for it to stay there too. So it looks pretty good with that like that as well. So you can kind of pose it as you want to. Again, like I say, this is definitely one for adult collectors. Giving it to a kid would probably be overkill. Quite expensive as well. It was like $15.99 where I got it from. You can get them off eBay, maybe slightly cheaper, but very slightly cheaper at the moment anyway. So again, as I said in the other review, when I reviewed the other Tim Burton Batman figure, this one here, there are others in this collection, and it is quite a nice collection, but again, it's just quite expensive, so I do intend to get more of these. There's a General Zod from Superman 2, the Terrence Stamp version of General Zod, and there's characters like Bane, not the film version, but like I think it's just one of the comics or computer games versions. There's a Deadshot and a few others, Mr. Freeze, that kind of thing. So if I do get these, because they're quite expensive, it might take me a while just kind of build my collection up. But I will review them each time I get one anyway. So if you check back, it's brandxreviews.com. And also, if you're interested in the Tim Burton Batman film and stuff that ties in with it, there's also a review of the Amiga 500 game that came out in around about 1989, 1990-ish for the Amiga 500. That's at brandxreviews.com as well. So just thought you might be interested in that. So check that out too. And we will see you next time for the next review. Thank you very much for watching.